Thanks for making KRTV your choice for news. I'm Tim McGonigal.
And I'm Shannon Newth. First at 5:30, Senator Jon Tester and Senator Steve Daines are trying to make sure the Montana Air National Guard stays in the air. Yesterday, Senator Tester announced he was introducing bipartisan legislation to make sure the C-130 fleet is upgraded. Federal Aviation Administration has set a deadline for the upgrades for 2020. Senator Tester's bill will give the Air Force the budgetary flexibility it needs to implement critical safety and compliance upgrades to the C-130s. Senator Steve Daines brought up the concern for the upgrades to the director of the Air National Guard.
General, do you see a path forward then, perhaps? I guess the other concern right now with our airmen in Montana is we just don't see a path right now to certify by 2020. Do you see a clear path there?
This is one hot topic, and we have been really burning the midnight oil to get this right. And thanks to cooperation with the entire Air Force, we're there. We believe we have a very solid plan now to get this done.
Senator Daines also brought up the importance of the 219 Red Horse, which is part of the Montana Air National Guard. He stresses the importance of keeping 819 Red Horse in Great Falls to maintain the relationship between the active duty and Guard sides. There is a pending decision if the Air Force will move the 819 to join the Red Horse Squadron in Guam. Here at home, a C-130 from the Texas Air National Guard had to make an emergency landing in Montana yesterday. The 136th Airlift Wing plane was flying through Montana airspace when the crew noticed an issue with the engine. They did a precautionary shutdown to make sure there was no further damage to it. The C-130 was then landed at Great Falls International Airport. Montana Air National Guard is currently helping the air crew troubleshoot what exactly happened. They still don't know when they'll know what happened, and they're trying to sort out the whole incident. 6 veterans' remains will soon be brought to their final resting place. The Missing in America project located 9 cremated remains at the Croxford Funeral Home and Crematorium.
The project goes to funeral homes looking for unclaimed service members' remains, and earlier this month they were notified that 3 of the families were located. Those remains will be transported to the families. The other 6 will have a full military-honored funeral and be laid to rest in June at Fort Harrison's Veterans Cemetery.
Every one of these 6 that we'll be burying have served this country with dignity and honor. Every one of them served in a major conflict of this country, from World War II up to Vietnam. There's no reason that any one of these should ever sit unclaimed. When there's other veterans to stand by, we'll do that.
On June 5th, the ceremony will start in Great Falls, and then a funeral procession will lead the way to Helena. If you'd like more information, you can visit us online. Well, students at the University of Great Falls are taking hold of planning for their future.
A new internship program gives college students an inside look into the daily lives involved with the Montana Highway Patrol.
MTN's Jennifer Walter introduces us to the first intern.
Life behind the sirens with the Montana Highway Patrol may have more noise than you think.
There are different agencies around the state that have intern programs. The Montana Highway Patrol, until recently, did not. This is our very first ever run at it.
And taking that first run is UGF student Andrew Keller. Keller is currently in the criminal justice program and pursuing a career in law enforcement.
I thought it'd be interesting to be a part of a team that helps to investigate crashes and helps to keep citizens safe on the Montana's highways.
Trooper David Baggs was tasked with starting up the program, which is based off of the Great Falls Police Department intern program. Begg says this opportunity will open many doors.
The students get a chance to observe us and what we do on a daily basis and what the job actually entails. It's also a very good recruiting tool for us.
Keller was able to ride along with troopers and says that it has given him the hands-on experience that will help him in his future.
A few troopers actually let me do some hands-on things like run license plates during traffic stops. I've also been able to see their total station, which it helps them to take basically a snapshot of the crime scene during a fatal wreck. So that was really interesting to see how they map out the scene.
But that's not all.
In addition to that, he's going to spend time with our dispatch in Helena at our communication center. He's going to spend some time with our sergeant, who's responsible for training at the academy, and then he's also going to spend time at headquarters and observing our command staff and our support structure.
As his internship comes to an end, Keller says choosing his career may be a bit easier.
I know it's helped solidify my decision,
In Great Falls,
so I would definitely recommend it.
Jennifer Walter, MTN News.
Hoping to provide what it calls a pathway of healing, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Helena has listed the names of priests, sisters, and diocesan staff members accused of sexual assault from the 1930s to the 1970s. The names were posted on the diocese website yesterday. The abuse claims led to a lawsuit that resulted in a $20 million financial reorganization plan that was approved by a federal bankruptcy judge last month. The list of names includes 21 former diocesan priests, all but one is dead. There are also 14 Jesuit, mostly deceased priests or brothers, principally from the Oregon province, as well as 3 Norbertine priests who served in the diocese. 12 people are listed who cannot be verified as priests. 3 laypersons and 21 Ursuline sisters with the St. Ignatius mission are listed, and 6 sisters from other communities who served in the Diocese of Helena are on the list. The church will keep the names posted online for at least 10 years.
The 2015 legislature passed several key measures over the protests of conservative lawmakers, even with Republican majorities in both chambers.
MTN's Sanjay Talwani looks at how that happened.
Legislative conservatives had just about enough of the 2015 session.
For some, it's been a dream come true. For others, it's been a nightmare.
A minority of Republicans joined unanimous Democrats to set policy on Medicaid expansion, the Flathead Water Compact, campaign finance reform, and on key rules votes.
At the end of the day, I don't think it's any big secret that Republicans may have been in the majority, but conservatives were not.
Republican Rob Cook carried Medicaid expansion in the House and says there's been a centrist movement for a couple of sessions among Republicans.
I think for the Republican Party in the last 2 decades, much of what's been proposed has simply been obstructionist. What we've done is we've tried to make sure that we can provide a Republican solution with the help of the Democratic caucus.
One victory for conservatives, blocking a key infrastructure bill at the session's end that required a 2/3 vote in the House.
Mr. Speaker, 60 representatives voted aye, 39 have voted no.
Senate Bill 416 has failed to pass the House. You've got as hard feelings as you have from the Conservative caucus that feel like they have lost everything, literally everything this session. They were in a position to stop it and walk out of here feeling like they got a win. And I understand that.
And frankly, from a conservative standpoint, it may be the only thing we did in this session. We have virtually lost everything that we came here to accomplish.
At the Capitol, Sanjay Talwani, MTN News.